Hi Year 5, welcome to this learning video for calculating perimeter. Our learning intention today, you can see it here, is to calculate the perimeter of a shape using a range of calculation strategies. So I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks for making sure you're calculating perimeter efficiently. We don't want to be doing slow strategies, we want to be using efficient strategies and ones that will help us to get the answer reasonably quickly. Remember that perimeter is about calculating the length around the outside of a 2D shape, or the edge of a 2D shape. Now, the first strategy I'd like to show you is called add all four, is what I've called it. So I've called it add all four, which is where we simply add the lengths around the outside. So the first thing I need to do is make sure I know what this side is. So I know that that's going to be 27 meters because opposite sides of a rectangle are the same. And I know that this side of the rectangle will be 26 meters. Now I know all of the lengths around the outside of the rectangle, I can add them together. 27 plus 27 plus 26 plus 26. We're going to add them together. 7 and 7 is 14, 6 and 6 is, no, sorry, 7 and 7 is 14, plus 6 is 20, plus another 6 is 26. So I'll carry the 2. Now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I know that the perimeter of this rectangle is 106 meters. That's one way where you can add all four of the lengths together. The next strategy will be a little bit quicker, and you can do this with any rectangle. So at the moment I've got 6 millimeters on this side, so I know that this side will be 6 millimeters in length. I've got 4 millimeters on this side, so I know that this side of the rectangle will also be 4 millimeters. You'll notice that on a rectangle you always have two of the same number on opposite sides, and then on the other two sides you've got the same number again. So I can do double 6, which is 12 millimeters, and I can do double 4, which is 8 millimeters, and then I can add those together. So 8 plus 2 is 10, 1 and 1 is 2. So I know that the perimeter of this shape is 20 millimeters. So that strategy will work for rectangles where you've got the same lengths on opposite sides of the rectangle, so you can double and then add the two numbers together. The next strategy is about adding decimals. Sometimes your lengths won't be whole numbers, but they'll be decimal numbers. So you can see here I've got 9.5 millimeters and 4.5 millimeters. Remember, the opposite sides will be the same. So I know that that's 9.5 and I know that that's 4.5 millimeters. Now, because this is a rectangle, you can choose to either add all four or you can double and add. I'm just going to add all four for these. Remembering the important rule about decimals is that you have the decimal point lined up all the way down the addition. So your working out today is going to really save your life. So I've got 9.5 plus 9.5 plus 4.4 plus 4.4. Let's add that together. Oh, before I start, I'm going to put a decimal point in the answer as well, because the decimal point doesn't move, it stays in line. So I have 5, 10, 15, 20. We have 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 2 is 20, plus 4, 24, plus 8, 28. So I can see that the total perimeter for this shape is 28 millimeters. So that strategy there, adding decimals, make sure you keep the decimal point lined up. The last strategy is multiply by 4. This will work for squares only. So this will only work for squares, not for rectangles, but for squares. On a square, I know that all sides are equal length. So I know for this square, all the sides are going to be 8.5 millimeters long. So I can multiply 8.5 by 4, and that will give me the perimeter of the square here. Now I've put the decimal point in line. Remember that the decimal point stays in line. So now I have 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 2 equals 34. So I know that the perimeter of this square equals 34, and the unit is millimeters.